Nighttime is for sleeping.
Indeed it is, Wilma. And you put him to sleep, girl.
What plan?
You'll find out soon enough, girl. I'm sure Carleo will answer any questions you might have.
You didn't account for the foreman, Wilma. Always check your corners. So Wilma's been put to sleep too because it's nighttime as well. And they're all going to see Khalil in the morning. In the mountain.
Are you all right? We're on a ship that'll take us across the Sea of Stone to Khalil's fortress.
She just had a little sleep.
When did Wilma leave the governor's little get-together?
Oh, about 2 hours ago, same as everybody else.
Well, he definitely took advantage of his concubine, you can tell.
It's not safe to try a subspace communication between here and Earth, and I've got to get this poison sample to Hewer as quickly as possible.
Major Fields can do it. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Well, at least they managed to find out the source of the food poisoning and get which is the packaging, and they're going to get that back to Earth and to the doctor so he can invent a cure. Now all they have to do is rescue Wilma and Prima. And obviously there's going to be a big end scene fight with Khalil.
We have one of them on the scope.
What do you intend to do about it?
Employ the power leech.
What's the power leech? Are they going to shoot her down or tow her?
You have any idea what we're going to do once we get wherever it is we're going?
Nope.
Buck never has any idea. He just plays it by ear.
What are you doing? Our engines are shutting down.
Tell me something I don't know.
Okay, so they're not targeting the girl who is taking the package back to Earth. They're targeting Buck and Co.
Somebody is using a power leech on us.
So it's a tractor beam. They've taken over the ship.
I don't know if I can keep her nose up.
Hit the retrogravity valve. It'll slow us down.
That was going to be my suggestion, to hit the retro gravity valve. First thing that came to my mind as well, Buck. Game over. Asteroids, game over. Perturbator, which is asteroids.
You really don't know what's going on here, do you? I've tried to tell you for years. About Khalil.
Don't make this guy a clue of anything that's going on.
Oh, Julio you listen to. Julio, whose first loyalty is to Khalil. But never to me.
I think the governor and Julio have a little bit more going on, son.
Look around you. See what's going on. What has been going on for years. The sooner you realize, the less you'll be hurt.
He's going to be hurt when he finds out his lover, Julio, is engaged with Khalil and plotting against him. Is this more mutants? Have we got mutants again? Mutants always live in the desert. We learned that. Nuclear wastelands, deserts, home of mutants. In the future, in sci-fi. Are these mutants going to be obsessed by sex as well? And again, with no females? And just looking for any hole that they can use? Like the last set of mutants we went into in the last episode?
Still got a fix on Wilma?
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to be all male mutants. And again, running like Planet of the Apes.
Better get our survival gear on.
Yeah, otherwise we'll look like a couple of brown and serve rolls.
I think that's the least of your worries, Buck. Mutants, some horny mutants are on the prowl.
No one's ever come back. It might be different with you.
The uniform on these guys. Yeah, I know what. I'm in the future and I need a really snazzy uniform that'll offer super defense to my soldiers, so I'll make them go topless with just an X-gun belt. Makes sense. Why bother with the helmet at all? You see, Wilma knows judo, guys. And you guys don't know judo. Because Buck taught her from the past.
This thing itches like crazy.
And their survival gear looks like big gold condoms. The horny mutants, which obviously they can't hear because they're only literally 5 feet behind them.
Be very careful, Tweaky. It was very difficult to...
Get off my back.
I'm not on your back, Tweaky.
100% Tweaky. There's nothing worse than someone standing over your shoulder while you're working. Take off Dr. Theo, put him in a bathroom, lock him away, finish your soldering, come back, Tweaky. You'll be a happier robot.
Would you send a light current through Carl's higher-level associative circuits, please?
A light current, okay. So they're talking about fiber optics. Cool. Carl still looks like an oscilloscope that needs to be tuned in, but we'll forget about that.
As you can see, the biochemical poison that entered our food supply did so through the packaging material.
How dastardly!
We'll get started on that antidote right away.
Good.
Yeah, but what's the doctor doing? Like, the computer Carl is going to do it all. This doctor is obviously faking his whole career. Everything he's ever done has been Carl.
A great deal, Theophilus. Thank you.
You mean you owe Tweaky and me a great deal, Carl?
100%. Tweaky did all the labour.
Another one of Buck's colourful phrases, Tweaky?
Exactly, screw him, Tweaky. Didn't even recognise the work you did. That talking oscilloscope wouldn't be a talking oscilloscope without the work you did. All your soldering and stuff. Plus putting up with Dr. Theo's attitude while you were doing it, man. It's a thankless job being a robot.
There's something wrong with you, Reimer. Your brother was the same way. You never fit in. You were always different.
Oh, it's Reimer, not Prima. Okay.
Go ahead. Kill me. Give me your touch of death.
Reimer's got some sass on her. Fair play to her.
You stole our dreams. You took away everything we might have been.
Now, again, small plot hole. He doesn't have a crowd. Oh, sorry, I was going to say he doesn't have a crowd to draw energy from. Make the glowing hands. But he's taken it from Prima's anger. Or Reimer's anger. So Reimer, just calm down, girl. I think he's your best friend.
Take her in the furnace. You know what to do.
Did you say take her into the furnace? They're going to burn poor Reimer. Wilma had to dress down, obviously, to blend in with the slave girls. A little bit of miniskirt action going on. Low cut top. Armless. I approve, though. Oh, she's going to be drowned in this quicksand swamp thingy? Or is there some space creature going to come up and start eating her? What else would you have a bubbling swamp in a room? Okay, so they've already run out of supplies, even though it's only a 19-hour journey to where they're going. Not very well packed, that shuttle.
I prefer my food pills.
It's up to you. You want to take a chance on being poisoned? Go right ahead.
How come the protection suit looks like a cheap plastic raincoat and doesn't cover their face? Here we go. The space mutants and Vistula are coming for you to take you for sexual purposes, since there's never any female mutants.
No, don't do anything yet.
Okay, bolas grenades. Always good to see that.
What do they want?
Just about anything they can get their hands on.
They were in Planet of the Apes as well, weren't they, the bolas grenades? Well, definitely bolas anyway.
Either they agree with me or they don't understand a word I'm saying.
Exactly, Buck. They're going to use the tackling strategy. And these guys' whole defense strategy is just to jump on your back. It's not going to work very well, guy.
Right.
Exactly. Keep in touch, please.
This ought to come in handy.
A bolas grenade. What are you up to, Wilma? In your skimpy little outfit.
Predictable to a fault, these Earth people. One of whom you used to be until not long ago.
Exactly, Wilma. Did you not realize she was a plant? And now Wilma's in the hands of the dastardly Kal-El.
You think Khalil is in there too?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's in there.
Do you see something?
Lots and lots of space attack craft.
I think we're looking at the second part of Khalil's master plan. And with no air defenses, how can Earth stand up to that?
An invasion of Earth. Dead right, Buck.
He intends to launch a massive attack on Earth. With that number of ships, it'd be devastating.
You figured out his master plan, Buck. Fair dues to you, mate.
Problem is, how do we get word to Hewer?
Which one of us can get the most out of one of those babies down there, you or me?
And even if you got word to Earth, how are you going to launch a bombing mission if all your pilots have been poisoned? Is that another plot hole?
Then I'll have to land, fuel up, and get back here.
It's very nice of this guy to volunteer to skip it back to Earth. I think I would too, rather than go on the mountain against the hordes of Kal-El's army.
They'll never catch me.
And what about the tractor beam that brought them down in the first place? Why wouldn't they use that again? Okay, this plan makes no sense to me. This guy's going to get away. Buck is going to face the army on his own. But somehow he's going to magically overcome the tractor beam that brought them down in the first place. Anyone, please help me out here. Come on, use your asteroids game, evil Vistula people. Here you go, just turn the dial, suck them down.
I need more time.
Got away.
Well, if it was that easy, why didn't Buck and the guy do that in the first place? When they started getting hit by the tractor beam originally. Oh, this makes no sense to me.
This is why, isn't it? This is giving off some kind of a homing signal.
Wilma looking very fetching in her slave girl outfit, I have to say.
With this, I have a way of getting him.
Smart girl. Put on the tracker, track Buck to you. Oh, Buck is still doing his ducking and weaving, which he does every time he's sneaking around. And obviously he's going to blend in at the background with his great gold suit, which provides perfect camouflage, I don't think. All he needs to do is get one of those chestless X-gun belt things, and he's going to blend right in. Obviously, if you're a cult leader and a slave trader with a secret mountain base, you don't place any guards on the entrance, and you leave it wide open with no door, because that's exactly what you would do.
The Earth is done for anyway.
Dr. Mallory has indicated that he's very close to finding an antidote. If you could just wait one more day.
Exactly! It's not within his power to stop the invasion for a day. This is a stupid comment.
Major Danton is right.
It's just that he's talking about so few pilots, he simply has no idea.
You don't need AI to figure that out. Again, is it just me? It looks like a lot of these doctors, human doctors in positions, are actually just idiots. AI does all the thinking for them, and they just take the answers and say, here you go, promote me.
Thank you for your help.
Certainly.
Yes, doctor, because otherwise you would have no job. So Buck is in the secret underground lair in the mountain, which had no guards and no door, and was wide open to walk in while they're planning an invasion to take over Earth. And they know someone's on the loose, because they know from the tracker, and that there was 2 people in the desert, and again, they didn't double down on the protection. Again, makes complete sense. But to be honest, I'm not watching this for great story, or, fantastic plots. I'm just watching this for the campiness and the comedy. And the entertainment, because that's what it is. Cheesy entertainment. So, Rima was actually put into that kind of swamp volcano gas room, which is basically just a giant sauna. So I can't even pronounce this word. They're sauning her to death. Or death by sauna. What a way to go. Khalil must be from a Swedish background.
They are here.
This is it? I'm afraid so.
Great. All available pilots for this bombing run to take out a planetary-sized invasion fleet, which is like 7 people.
It's good to be back, Major. Excepting for these pilots, everyone else is just too ill to be of any use to you, Major.
This old dude sounds like William Dafoe. Is it just me, or does his voice sound like William Dafoe?
And difficult as it was for me to do, I've adjusted my input circuits to respond to you as if you were my superior.
Fair play to you, Dr. Cleo. Very humble of you.
What have you done with the other girl, Rima?
She has been put to death.
She's been sauna to death, Buck.
You've seen the fleet I've been slowly, patiently building up, and you've no doubt concluded that my plan is to weaken Earth's defense squadrons by poisoning its members.
Isn't it interesting, the same as the Bond movies, that all these supervillains always, well, particularly in this time period, the 70s and 80s, always planned really slow deaths for the people they captured, so just slow enough that the hero could come and rescue them. You'd think they would have learned from all the other supervillains who failed at this before, but let's not question it.
Your friend will lead your forces back here in hopes of destroying my fleet on the ground.
100% Khalil, you didn't need Buck to tell you, you figured it out. Which should have been obvious when he escaped the translight velocity and got away from you guys in the first place. Where else was you going to go only to war on Earth?
Galen. He was the best military strategist Earth had.
Who's Galen?
Then 7 years ago we heard that his talents could be bought for the right price. Suddenly he disappeared.
Okay, so Galen became a mercenary And the best military strategist that Earth had is a guy who twists knobs and can't take out one ship. I'm going to back the Earth fleet, not this mercenary guy.
9-0. See you up there.
Tweaky and Dr. Theo are going flying a starship.
Where next, Tweaky?
And William Dafoe's granddad or dad. I'm telling you, the guy's voice is exactly like William Dafoe's. Listen, next time he speaks.
Rima!
Okay, so Buck and Wilma are going to be put to death by sauna as well. Again, leaving just enough time for them to be rescued. And why is Wilma now wearing a headband? To complement her outfit, I presume, while she dies by sauna. It's important to look good while you die by sauna.
Those who have exploited you for so long, and you shall defeat them!
Exactly, Khalil. We will follow you, our slave trader.
You deserve the earth! Listen to Galen.
Do what Galen says, because he's Earth's greatest military strategist and he can turn a knob and let one ship escape.
You shall prevail!
I love Jack Palance. Love him, man. I'm trying to think of that movie. Probably one of the last movies he ever did before he died. It had... Oh, those comedians. What's his name? You don't see him in any movies either. Oh, they... Basically 3 guys and they went to a dude ranch and Jack Palance was the ranch and he taught them how to be men. Came out in the 90s, early 2000s. If anyone knows the film I'm talking about, let me know in the comments, please.
7, you're falling out of formation.
Okay, so we've got the guy who slept with the concubine, Tweaky and Dr. Theo, William Dafoe's dad. I'm confident this will succeed.
Pay attention to what you're doing.
Roger.
What about Rogers?
Exactly, Tweaky. Mind on the ball, guy. Mind on the ball. Again, seems kind of like a pointless robot that you can't even program to fly a starship properly.
And these holes?
Warm air vents.
Buck obviously is fine. He's left on the jacket and the shirt and everything else. He's made of sterner stuff.
How are you gonna get up there? Fly?
Mm-hmm. That's not a bad idea.
It's the Bolas grenade. Be careful, Buck. You got there, mate. You got there.
Keep your face turned away.
You gotta be kidding.
Okay, what's Buck's plan? He's going to use the grenade under the helmet to do what? Blow a pipe? But it's a volcano sauna, so blow a hole in the wall so you can get out. He's going to use it to propel himself upwards. And obviously, Buck, who had no experience with these grenades other than them being thrown at him, knew it just had enough force to lift him the right height to grab onto the pipe to save the day. Oh man, you can't make this stuff up.
Don't go away. I'll be right back.
That's right, you stay there, girls. Enjoying your sauna that's meant to kill you in your skimpy outfits.
Stay with me.
That scene that ended just there looks like a very bad 70s porn movie. Not that I know, because I've never seen any porn movies, just in case my mother is watching. I literally only got married. That was it.
I expect you to keep us informed, Galen.
And entertained.
That I shall.
So Galen has to keep them entertained as well. Not only does he have to defeat the Earth's force that's coming, but he has to keep them entertained. Hard job being a mercenary. Thankless. Okay, so he's not going to do the twiddly button thing. I would say that's a good idea since the last ship got away. It's a 50% success rate and a 50% failure rate, so...
Rima, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm fine.
Again, this looks like a 70s porn movie, I'm sorry. 2 hot sweaty girls in skimpy outfits, and obviously if it was a porn movie, they would have to take off more because they were very hot, and then console each other in all sorts of ways. Again, I've never seen a 70s porn movie in case my mother or my wife is watching. I've only heard from friends, believe me. Doesn't this face look innocent? It's like a 47-year-old baby face.
Come right down beneath the hole here, and I'll throw you a rope.
That's it, Buck. You guide them from your safe place up on the roof where the bomb threw you at the exact height. And I see Rima is wearing under her dress what looks like an 80s gymnastic outfit. Again, makes sense, an 80s leotard. That's it, Bob. Come on, get Wilma out now. Who again is wearing a 70s, 80s leotard.
Let's get out of here, huh?
Great. Let's go.
So despite their near-death experience, they're still able to go and save the day. You can be guaranteed. While we have a live game of asteroids on the radar screen, there is no space cameras 500 years in the future, no helmet cameras, no satellite cameras. Again, a bit of poor writing, I will say, from that aspect, because they even had like cameras on the moon landings in the 60s, so they should have been able to kind of figure out that you should have been able to see this stuff, but maybe cost-wise, it probably wasn't, they weren't able to afford it. I'm hoping that's the reason. And again, they were able to escape out of the mountain because, again, why would you guard your entrance or exit, as it is in this case? And don't definitely guard your airfield.
Maybe we can do something to help.
What kind of chance are you going to have? There couldn't be more than a dozen of you.
This is my world, Buck.
Okay, so Ryma's a revolutionary leader too. Fair play, Ryma. Of course, Buck and Wilma have exactly 2 fighters, so they can go up and blast Galen's fleet out of the sky. Happy days.
The Armada on Vistula is in the process of taking off. And before we reach the combat vector, we'll be outnumbered almost 10 to 1.
It's less than 100 fighters. Earth can't be that poorly protected that it can't defeat 100 fighters.
You didn't have to take out both guards, Wilma.
I got excited.
I think I've created a monster.
Wilma's taking this judo to heart, isn't she?
You've disrupted the pattern and you're off course. Adjust to 309. Do you read?
No, they don't read because it's Wilma and Buck Galen. The death by sauna just took too long, so they figured out a way to escape. The plot hole for every super villain.
If you're listening, Khalil, the 3 of us would just like to say we didn't care much for the sauna.
See, it was the sauna, I told you. Buck agrees with me. How? How could he have escaped from the sauna that takes 50, 72 hours to disintegrate the person or kill the person?
What do you say, Buck?
Tweaky?
We're both here, Captain Rogers. Welcome home, as it were.
I'm telling you, the way Tweaky says Buck, it definitely means the F word. What do you say, Buck?
You see him on the scanner? If we knock him out, the rest will turn tail, I guarantee it.
No, all I see are asteroids and bad space invaders. William Dafoe's dad is doing his business. There you go, Khalil. All your little asteroids are disappearing.
Prepare my personal cruiser, just to be safe.
So is this personal cruiser a getaway vehicle, or is it actually a big space destroyer thing?
I see it.
Take that! Invade my Earth! Poison my pilots!
Khalil has called for his escape craft. This is our chance. It's our only chance.
Exactly. And given that you're dressed like people from biblical times, now's the time to strike. Spartacus. I am Spartacus. Yeah, your asteroids are gone. Face it, Khalil. You're going to need to get on that cruiser, and if it is a space destroyer, you need to go and attack, or get the hell out of there quick, to come back in a later episode and do your dastardly kiss of God death thing again.
They've lost Galen.
The greatest strategist, military strategist Earth has ever seen.
My cruiser. I must get to my cruiser.
You must, Khalil. Get to that cruiser.
We did it! It worked! We did it!
Nice shooting, Captain Rogers.
Thanks, Major.
Again, Buck being an ace pilot 500 years into the future and technology he's never flown, and on a spaceship he just stole, which he's never flown before. We just ignore that.
The woman, Ryma. She never stole some weapons, explosives.
Khalil, our chestless X-belts didn't save us. Please explain. Why can't Khalil just kiss it at everyone? He must have got enough adulation to soak up enough power at this stage.
Are a dead man. Rogers.
I am.
Here comes the kiss of death. Watch out for it, Buck.
Be afraid of him. The only way he can harm you is if you're afraid of him.
Okay, so he does feed on fear, like the conspiracy theory that I read about the grey alien supposedly taking loot. Again, I don't believe any of this stuff. I told you I just read this stuff as I find it funny and interesting. But yeah, that's the theory, that they feed off our fear, and that's why they abduct people, etc., etc. There's a whole other thing about reincarnation and stuff. I'm not going to go into it. Look it up. Just look up Loosh, grey alien conspiracy. Alright folks, that's it for episode 1.